Oh,
All right, little curveball. All right, we're going to talk about Major League Baseball playoffs or Rajon Rondo.
You know what? Rondo sounds more fun.
Rondo. Let's talk about Rajon Rondo. The
Slipping in the shower, trampolines. We don't know. We weren't there.
Slip, sliding away. Slip, sliding away. That's Rajon Rondo, who's going to be saying goodbye to Boston very soon.
Well, he's going to be waving with the other hand.
And it's definitely waving with the right hand, not the left hand. He broke his left hand, supposedly slipping in the shower.
Plummeting.
Do you believe it or not?
No. Trampoline with his kids.
I really don't know, because
You weren't there.
I'll put it like this. This is the same way I looked at Aaron Hernandez's situation when it first came out. I was unsure, but then when more evidence came out, I realized, okay, this guy is not so good.
No,
This is
not
a different.
so good.
This is a different scale.
Completely
Yeah,
different
I
scale,
think-
but I understand the idea of story breaks
Yeah.
and you're not
Yeah.
sure.
And I will admit it right now, I'm a fan of Rondo. I love the way the guy plays.
when
you know.
he plays, he's
And-
fun to watch.
Exactly.
But
And when he doesn't dog it.
And when he dogs it, he's not. He's
And
a
the-
bit of a head case. And
Basketball
everybody
version
in the
of Alex
league, by the
Kovalev.
way, knows this now. Which means his trade value is practically nothing right now.
And-
Who wants to trade for a guy like that? Is someone who's going to break his hand allegedly in the shower.
A team that is already loaded could trade for him. I'm not going to say San Antonio is going to do it, but a team like San Antonio, because they're good without him.
Yeah.
You know, even the Lakers may want him, which would be really
Will
fun.
they be willing to take him off the Celtics' hands?
I don't know.
I mean, the thing-
that depends on what they're going to give up.
The
And I know
thing-
Danny will wait until the last possible moment
Yeah.
to trade him, and it'll be the trade
Traitor
deadline.
Danny.
Now I'm
Certainly not
looking
gonna
at a couple things, because right now with Rajon Rondo out, you got, I would say, two pretty good backups. The first rounder Marcus Smart and Phil Pressey, who showed huge improvements in his rookie season.
Yeah.
So I feel very confident with the point guard position while Rondo is out. But with Rondo, the thing I question about him is his commitment. Does he really want to be in Boston? I know he says he would love to be a Celtic his whole career, but let's face it, we don't know if that's going to happen. I think, Rondo being named the captain, can he take that responsibility? We're not sure.
Yeah.
I just think the commitment with Rondo has to be there, and he hasn't shown it, which is probably why he will be traded.
But here's my question. Does a team captain skip out on a game to celebrate his birthday? No, I'm being serious.
I understand. Does a team captain celebrate a birthday? Is that what you said?
No, does he skip out on a game
To
celebrate his
that
birthday?
like he did last year.
Yes.
No, he shouldn't have done that. Oops, he did though, didn't he?
Yes, he did. No captain. He's not captain material.
Yeah, it's really
But the
a
thing with the
shame.
Celtics is, who will you put as
You
captain?
don't have to worry about that. You
It's
don't.
just a letter on a jersey. It really doesn't.
It'll happen by osmosis if it happens. Do you get what I'm saying?
But I mean, you gotta think there's gotta be some kind of leader for the Celtics, and I don't think Jeff Green is the guy. I don't think Jared Sullinger's the guy.
I like
this-
Jared Sullinger.
Yeah, I like Sullinger
You
too,
know-
but I don't think he's a guy who can be a leader. He's like a guy who could be like the second star to a top star on a team.
The funny thing is, Jimmy Myers, who knows a lot more about basketball than I do for sure, he likes Kelly Olynyk, and I can't figure it out because first of all, I can't get used to the hair thing. I just can't. I mean, I like long hair. I used to have it once, way long time ago.
The flowing red locks.
The flowing locks, but mine was more like bozo. But I don't know what, I don't know what's going to happen with the Celtics. They make a trade. They got rid of Keith Bogans, which was
Who?
great. Right. Because it's like, was he on the roster last year? I mean, they had so many guys anyway.
Let me ask you guys a question because you guys know way more about basketball than I do.
All right,
Is another Tankapalooza coming up this year?
I wouldn't say they tank. I don't think they
I
tank.
don't like. First of all, let me talk to you about tanking.
Yeah, I
no
don't
legitimate
like it.
professional athlete can tank a game.
Yeah,
well,
I don't-
know, but the front office can manipulate their roster.
But I don't like the idea of tanking.
I don't like it either. There's no guarantee.
yeah,
Look
okay.
at the Cleveland Cavaliers have won a couple of draft
just
first
saying.
round picks, and they haven't. They've been, they weren't been the worst team in the league. So what did they have, a 1.7 chance last year, and they
I
won.
believe so.
Oh, ridiculous! I don't think it's going to take.
And they
So
don't
the
even
Ce-
have their number one pick.
So the Celtics picked up like four guys that I've heard of Eric Murphy, but that's about it. I have no idea until I got to see these guys in preseason or in the game.
Yeah.
I can't judge. All I know is I still bleed green. I can't wait for the Celtics to come back because they will.
And you knew what I believe, Jimmy?
What's that?
Black and gold.
I know you believe. I knew that actually.
We'll get to that later. We'll get to
the
hockey
Bruins.
later.
We'll get to hockey. Don't let me forget hockey. Since we're going to go with the local thing, let's talk about yesterday at Fenway Park.
Oh my God.
True legend. Well, you're already rolling your eyes. All right.
Hey.
So Derek Jeter played his last game of his career, 20-year career, at Fenway Park yesterday. But it was before the game that the Red Sox really showed why Boston is a second-rate city to New York. Oh, I cannot believe I just said that. I'm sorry. It's true, though, when you see them. I mean, they went overboard.
And yes, because let me just preamble what I'm about to say. I love Bobby Orr. He's one of the
love Bobby Orr,
greatest
too.
to ever play the sport of hockey. But
How would you like
hockey,
to get Bobby Orr in here on a Monday night?
That'd be pretty awesome.
I'm gonna
That'd be
ask.
dope.
I gotta make that call. But anyway, he shows up. Why?
I have no idea.
Captains.
Captains?
He was captains. That's
Yeah,
why
but-
Paul Pierce was there. I was like, why is Paul Pierce there?
But he's not even on the team anymore.
And that's right. And Pierce is from the LA. He doesn't like
So
the Yankees.
to me, this was Boston rules. Yeah.
No, but they don't rule. They ruled.
Yeah.
They
Yes,
overdid it. They blew it. They
went
really blew
overboard.
it.
Okay, let's just put it like this. We all know Derek Jeter deserves the respect he's been
Oh,
given.
yeah,
absolutely.
He deserves everything
I
he's
think
been
he was
given.
embarrassed. I really think he was embarrassed. I think the Red Sox embarrassed him yesterday.
On
Yeah,
purpose.
and the
Not on
funny
purpose.
thing
Please don't
was
tell me that was on
the Sox say they were gonna go low key.
That was not low
This
key.
is not low key.
Well, there
it was
wasn't a
quite the
flyover.
opposite.
Yeah,
They didn't do a flyover with a Derek Jeter banner. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Now, unlike you guys, I'm actually a fan of the ceremony. You know,
Really?
it just goes to show like what captains can do. Because like Paul Pierce, the Celtics captain, Jason Varitek, the Red Sox captain, Bobby Orr, the Bruins captain, they all showed their appreciation for the true captain, Derek Jeter, saying,
Okay.
"Hey, you're more of a captain than we are." So. I like what the Red Sox did. I will admit they went a little bit overboard.
Did
but
they really need the song at the end? The R.E.S.P.
Yeah,
That
I will say that went a little far.
Did
I
they
just
need
I
the
thought that was
natural?
pretty
See, I thought the
awkward.
music, the two musical numbers, ixnay on the music A, because that was really made it really hokey.
But
Imagine if they
I will.
imagine if Jeter was dancing and singing. Imagine that. They invited him to sing and dance with them.
Again, once again, Derek Jeter showing his true class by not lowering himself to the standards
Yes.
that the Red Sox put on display yesterday. Sorry.
Thanks,
Dr.
Larry.
Charles, I think
They
Dr.
needed
Charles,
viewers. They
you
needed
lost this
viewers
one.
for the terrible season they've had.
Thanks, Larry.
Yeah, and what you just said is very telling. They needed some kind of a celebration because it's been such a horrific year.
I mean,
And
look how
also
they
knew
ended
that
2012. They're in Yankee Stadium. They did nothing. You thought
Three-quarters of the fans there were there for Jeter.
for Jeter.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
I would have gone just for Jeter.
yeah.
Yeah. So.
And can you believe how he finished his career at New York?
Unbelievable.
Oh,
Couldn't
yes,
ask for
right.
anything better.
You
Couldn't ask
couldn't-
for anything
no,
better.
You
Funny-
wrote that
funny-
script.
funny-
Go ahead. Say
Funny
it.
st-
Good.
in sports marketing the other day, which is the class I take, this Yankees fan a Red Sox fan was yelling at this Yankees fan for saying that was staged. That was a lollipop pitch right down the middle. I was like, oh god.
Well, actually, I don't.
You think
I don't
conspiracy?
disagree. No, here's the thing. It's not a conspiracy. Go back to thinking like a professional athlete. Okay. Who was the pitcher that he singled against in New York? Anybody? Doesn't matter. Let's
yeah.
just say.
A Baltimore pitcher.
That's all. Baltimore
X.
pitcher. X, right. Robert? No, it doesn't matter. And he knows the moment.
Yeah.
He's in the moment, the pitcher is. And as competitive as he is, he also is going to say,
I want to give
my
it to him.
team's already in the playoffs. I know this is a big moment. I'm just going to throw straight heat. And that's all he did.
Okay.
So it wasn't, he didn't want to groove one, but it happened that way. And Derek Jeter got a base hit to win the game.
Hear that,
You know
Cam?
what? You couldn't have written
No, but
a better script.
here's what I'm going to argue is that this game was actually pretty important to the Orioles. They were fighting with the Angels to get home field advantage, so it's not like Baltimore just threw it away. They were actually competing for this. So to say that Derek Jeter got lucky, I'm not going to say it was rigged, but you couldn't ask for something better than to have a walk-off hit in your final career home game.
That's right.
It's from the
agree.
movie. It's from
That's
Hollywood.
right. He's had 7 walk-off hits in his career. First one since 2007. which I find very interesting. What's your impressions? I mean, there's been a couple of different people looking at different ways to look at Derek Jeter as far as like his career stats go, even though he was he has more hits than anybody else.
He has been the epitome of consistency, and those are my favorite players.
I agree, and any coach who coaches players wants consistent performance out of his players because he knows that means I'm going to get X out of my player. But, if you look at his stats, he's never been an MVP, although he was a World Series MVP.
Yeah.
He's never won a batting title, right? He's had Silver Slugger awards for the most hits in baseball a number of times. He's definitely a first ballot Hall of Famer. But when they start looking at the greatest Yankees of all time, he's down on the list. I mean, Mickey Mantle, Babe Ruth, Joe DiMaggio, Lou Gehrig. Those guys, if you look at their stats, it's incredible.
I don't think Jeter's making the Yankees Mount Rushmore.
No. Well,
really?
That's a very interesting. That means you only have four,
yeah.
Right?
And you just named 4.
I know I did. That's very interesting. Of course, Whitey Ford, I think, had the best record in the World Series, too. So Yogi Berra was a great catcher for them.
Even?
Don't mention Billy Martin.
I said no. Mariano Rivera.
Oh, Mario. Oh, yeah, only the greatest closer of all time.
Oh,
yeah, I wasn't sure. I didn't know you were that close to him.
I mean,
he's my friend. I know him. We're bros.
Buddy.
I mean,
bros.
when I look at Derek Jeter, I don't really take him for the stats. I just take him as a person overall. He's just a great person. That's why, sports, they need people like Derek Jeter because he shows leadership. He shows commitment. He shows everything that a professional athlete can and should be. That's why I believe Derek Jeter is one of the greatest of all time. I mean, I won't put him on top 10 of all time, but I will definitely put him in top 20, top 30.
What about shortstop? I saw Ozzie Smith, Cal Ripken, even A-Rod
Top
in
10.
his prime.
Top 10.
Nomar. No. Where's Jeter in there?
I'm going top 10.
Top 10. Okay.
I think he was also a great defensive shortstop.
By the way, not a bad thing to be. And Miguel
I mean,
Tejada during that era.
to play a shortstop for 20 years, he didn't play any other defensive position than shortstop. And to perform at that kind of level for 20 straight years, that's 2 decades playing at shortstop, is very impressive.
Well, and I think one of the reasons why he did that is when they traded or got A-Rod, they didn't want to move Jeter out of shortstop, even though everybody knew that Alex Rodriguez was a better shortstop than Derek Jeter at that time. So now, reverse it. A-Rod goes to third, and according to Joe Girardi, will be there next year. I don't know. Do you expect to see A-Rod back next year?
No.
Do you want to see him back?
I want to see him back because I want steroids in baseball to make it exciting again.
Steroids in baseball with you, Tom.
You go, Tommy. You say it, buddy. That's what you want. I don't see any reason why we can't do that.
Baseball doesn't need A-Rod. I'm going to say it right there.
No.
He will come back, but I don't want him.
I don't know. What kind of shape is he going to be in?
He's gonna be
That's
fat,
the question.
isn't
He's going to get hurt because he's not on any of the HGH or any of the other stuff that he's been on, right?
he? Yeah.
And as soon as he gets hurt, he should just retire. Anyway. All right, Tommy, you say it, buddy. That's what you want. I don't see any reason why we can't do that.
Baseball doesn't need A-Rod. I'm going to say it right there.
No.
He will come back, but I don't want him.
I don't know. What kind of shape is he going to be in?
He's gonna be
That's
fat,
the
isn't he?
question.
He's going to get hurt because he's not on any of the HGH or any of the other stuff that he's been on, right?
Yeah.
And as soon as he gets hurt, he should just retire. Anyway, all right.